Hello. All right, guys. I am so excited for today's episode because I get to talk with someone who is not just a client of mine, but also an OxFit coach and genuinely a really good friend. If you've taken an OxFit class, an OxFit Moms class on Mondays in Grant Park, then you have been coached by Kayla. But what you might not know is her full story. And I'm so excited to talk about that today. She joined OxFit as a brand new mom 6 years ago, became a coach about a year in, and then went and did something completely badass. She started her own physical therapy practice, Sage Physical Therapy, right here inside OxFit. She is a mom of two now, a business owner, a PT, and a coach. And somewhere in the middle of all of that, she's also been doing the deep work of getting her body and her confidence back, which if you've been in that season, you know is a whole journey of its own. So I've gotten to work with Kayla a few times over the years on her nutrition and fitness. And for the last 8 months, she's been in my small group coaching program, absolutely crushing it. So today we're talking about all of it: the business, the babies, the body, the confidence, the real Kayla Potts story. I just got goosebumps. I'm so excited. Kayla, welcome. I'm
Thank
so glad you're
you. Yeah,
here.
I'm very excited. Finally get this podcast done.
This is Kayla's first podcast, you guys. I can't believe you haven't been featured on more. Maybe today is the breakthrough.
Yeah.
So Kayla, I want to start by taking it back to 2019, girl. And this was before your first baby, before Riley, right around when Ryan, your husband, joined OxFit. September. When was that? Gosh, no, July. He joined in July 2019. What was life like summer of 2019 for you?
Hot, first of all, because I was mega pregnant at the end of pregnancy. Oh my gosh.
Right.
I was working as a PT in like one of those corporate PT practices, trying to see a lot of clients per day, which was exhausting as mega pregnant. July, so school was about to start back, and I was the pitching coach for Woodward at the time. That was fun, but also hot. And yeah, we were just enjoying our little, now I can say very quiet life in our Grant Park bungalow before any babies came along.
Aw,
Thought I was tired then. Joke is on me. So,
right.
yeah.
I think a lot of us moms say that. We didn't realize how good we had it
Oh,
until the
yeah.
baby.
Could take a nap whenever. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. So, oh my gosh. Yeah. Similar to you, I was pregnant all of the summer, and it is hard. I mean, it's hard being pregnant no matter what, but then through an Atlanta summer. Woo. So what was that like? Like, you're pregnant with your first baby. You don't really know, what to expect.
Mhm.
And Ryan joined OxFit. What were you thinking? What was he saying? Like, what was it like?
Gosh, I remember being kind of annoyed with him, honestly, because he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna join this so I don't get a dad bod before the baby comes," and I'm just sitting there like, huge and very uncomfortable. Um, I was like, "Man, what? That's not fair."
Yeah.
And I was also worried about him because he did play sports growing up, but he's not super athletic at the same time and doesn't really, listen to me as a PT about his body, and had some back injuries. And I think OxFit was a little more like CrossFit-y at the time. And so I was just like, oh my God, he's going to hurt himself so bad. Not even going to be able to hold this baby when she comes. So I was worried, and I was excited also for him, but a little shocked as well, because he's never been a guy to like sign up for a gym membership, on his own. So I was like,
Yeah.
wait, what? Really? But then he joined and he liked it, and yeah, rest is history, I guess.
Yeah, that's awesome. Did you notice at that point when he joined that OxFit was a little different? Because I know you mentioned, that it was a little CrossFit-y, so I know you were nervous for him getting into it. But I remember doing his fundamental sessions when he first started, his
Yeah.
beginner classes, and helping him kind of, build his routine and safely work out, knowing that he had, issues with his back. So yeah, were you kind of pleasantly surprised being an athlete and a coach yourself, right? Like,
Yeah.
where you're like, oh, actually this program might be something that might want to
Yeah.
explore too.
Yeah. And it was good for him too. Like I could see he was getting more, energy, and he works like a business desk job, and that was wearing him down. So like the gym gave him an outlet for stress. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. So then fast forward a few months, Ryan had been coming, you're getting ready for baby. Riley comes, and then, you have this adorable, cute little baby. What were you thinking? Did you know that you wanted to return to fitness and maybe try OxFit, or were you exploring other areas? I know you played softball a lot, but what were you thinking about? How were you going to return post baby to
Yeah.
fitness?
I feel like I definitely knew I wanted to return to fitness somehow. I dabbled a little bit at, one of those gyms that you just walk yourself in. There are free weights, there are like cable machines throughout pregnancy, but never really stayed on a routine when I was pregnant with Riley. And so it was good that Ryan kind of got his feet wet at the gym and met some of the people and learned how amazing you guys were. It was like, it's a really cool vibe down there. I think you'll like it. And then the mom's class, I think made it a little less intimidating for me, because I was like, oh my God, I can't just come in postpartum to this group of like intense, strong gym people and like not even be able to do an air squat,
Yeah.
So the fact that there was a designated mom's class, I think really helped me show up and come join the gym.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you touch on that, because that's why OxFit Moms was born. And you had Riley about a year before I had Leo. And I started creating the OxFit Moms class right around when I was pregnant. And the timing was great because you were one of our first really members in OxFit Moms. But you talk a little bit about that feeling of like being nervous to return to fitness, and what does that look like coming back as a new mom, navigating a brand new season, a new body, a new identity too, so yeah, tell me about, what your experience was like when you started at OxFit Moms for the first time.
Yeah. It was a little bit of a blur. It's so long ago, but also feels like yesterday. I remember bringing Riley with me because she hadn't started daycare yet. So she was just chilling in her little, stroller with the loud music playing, and she would just nap through class. I think I'm trying to remember if the workouts, I think they were like kind of different to the daily workout. Like the mom's class was an entirely different workout than the rest of the day. And yeah, it just felt like the coaches were great. They went through the form really well, helped us modify stuff. Because I remember being afraid to join because whenever, post Riley, I had torn, so I was healing myself. That's a pain nobody can explain to you until you go through it, and you're like, what is happening? I remember going on a walk through Grant Park, not a very long one, and I was like, oh my God, I need to turn around or be carried home because like everything feels like it's falling out.
Yeah.
So that was still very early postpartum pre-gym, but the fact that happened, I was like, am I going to be able to do anything? And then I did start and was barely able to do, like an air squat, could not do a knee push-up,
Yeah.
So it was humbling, but it did feel good to move my body at the same time. I know back then I still had that mindset of like, oh my gosh, I got to get back, kind of rushed it a little bit knowing what I know now. So
Yeah, amazing, right? Because, I can't wait to get into some more chapters of yours, but, I feel like back then, even 6 years ago, there wasn't really a support system that bridged the gap between like the doctor visit at 6 weeks postpartum and, trying to figure out like, is it safe? What do I do? How can I get back in the gym? And I toured too after with Leo. And I remember like at 6 to 8 weeks being like, oh, okay, I got the green light, right, from the doctor. So I should probably be okay. I sat on a bike and I was like, this is awful. And squatting felt awful. And, this is something that we talk about in the mom's class, but like, thank God there's bathrooms close by because, things are loose and you might be needing to run to the bathroom in the middle of a workout really quickly, right? I remember going on walks sometimes, you talked about that a little bit, and like feeling like, gosh, my pelvic floor is not, rehabbed and strong. Thank God there's a bathroom next to the zoo.
Yeah.
So yeah, was it nice like getting into a fitness routine, at least with, a group of people that got it, that understood you, right?
Yeah.
And like a safe space kind of, right?
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was because it was so long ago. I think Riley was the only baby in the stroller for a little bit, but then like we had a couple other babies come out and there was like a little corner of babies during the workout in the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, and it is amazing how they will just like drift off to sleep even with the loud music
Yeah.
playing.
We
Like,
loved it. Mm-hmm.
yeah, there is a season where, it's fairly easy and possible to bring your child with you, and it's when they're really little and sleeping all the time, right? And right before they start really crawling, right? Like
Yeah.
8, 9, 10 months, when they like can't just sit there for too long. But yeah, I remember Riley being in there and like just in her little car seat, just like hanging and playing out with her little toys. So cute.
Yeah, it was great because during all the breaks, all the moms would come over and be like, "Oh, she's so cute," and get some baby love.
Yeah,
They get back to working out.
They cry like the coach wants to hold baby, right?
Yeah.
I remember
She was pushed around. I remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the coaches just walked her in the lap while we were doing whatever we were doing. Yeah.
So you first joined when you were on maternity leave, basically, but then you returned to work after maternity leave, and you were working for a business as a physical therapist, right? What was that like, returning to work? And, at that point, like, what did being a physical therapist kind of teach you about, your body, what you went through, and what you wanted to do with physical therapy after?
Yeah, because at that time, I still was just like an ortho PT and hadn't even dove into the pelvic floor PT world other than being a pelvic floor patient after Riley.
Right.
And I was so lucky to find that job where I worked. I loved that place. It was privately owned, and it coming from a more corporate, like you need to see 15 to 18 people a day, just being, felt like I couldn't give people the care that they needed. The place I did start after Riley, like it was one-on-one, 1-hour sessions. You could get all the time you needed with your client. I'm trying to remember exactly when me and my colleague were like, hey, let's get pelvic floor certified, because there was a need. And now, thankfully, there's a lot more pelvic floor therapists out, and there's more coming. And it's finally becoming like just part of postpartum care.
Yeah.
We still have a long ways to go, but we've come a long way in 6 years. And yeah, so I got certified in pelvic floor and then started treating that. And it was a good mix of, I was still very new to treating pelvic floor, so we didn't get a lot of those evals coming in. So it was still like, maybe 90% ortho, 10% pelvic floor for a little bit there. And then, as with anything, practice makes you feel more confident, makes you better at it. And so, yeah, we just got more comfortable. And then the word got out like, oh, hey, this clinic does pelvic floor now, because they didn't before we got certified. So that also helped to build some pelvic floor clientele.
Amazing. Yeah. This makes so much sense that I didn't really realize that, you hadn't already been a pelvic floor certified therapist. But so you had Riley, it kind of inspired you. Did you always know that you wanted to add that on, or having Riley, like, was that the motivation?
Yeah, that was definitely it. Because I remember learning about it like in PT school, and it was so intimidating. I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't do that. No way. I just, I just want to do the ortho stuff. But then, yeah, having Riley, going through childbirth, going through healing, going through pelvic floor therapy myself, like it was very helpful and wasn't that scary after all. They're just muscles. They're just hidden away.
Absolutely.
You still train them like muscles because they are muscles.
So important and critical to delivering and also rehabbing postpartum. So, wow, that is amazing. That is such a cool journey. And then we, of course, as an OxFit team got to benefit from you. And I remember coming to you knowing that I wanted you to be on my coaching team as an OxFit Moms coach, and approaching you with that idea, because you stood out as a leader to me. You stood out as a role model, as a mom, and then having this, background in physical therapy and the drive to push forward with moms, pelvic floor rehab and education and awareness too. I was just like, I need to talk to Kayla to see if she's interested.
Yeah.
So what was that like? What did it feel like, being approached to become a mom, like what mom's coach, and then, that transition into an OxFit Moms coach too?
Yeah, it was definitely scary. Because I remember just being like, what? When you approached me, I thought about like you as a coach, because I think you coached us a lot at that time. You were
Yeah.
one of the primary moms coaches, and you're so great. And the other coaches that coached the moms and y'all's personalities were just a little more outgoing than mine. And I'm just such an introvert. I was like, I don't know if I can do that. But then you definitely kept pushing me, which I needed. And when I started as a coach, I feel like I was definitely a very different coach than I am now. I still can only yell so loud. I don't have a very deep projecting voice, but I felt like I was like whispering back then. I was like,
Yeah.
please do this. Like, please listen to me.
Yeah.
Oh, I can command the room a little bit better, I feel like.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I have seen so much growth in you, and I can't wait to hear more soon about how this led it to where you are now, doing the things that you're doing now. But yeah, I have to say, just, I feel like the confidence that you gained, from owning your authority and the fact that you are a badass in the gym and as a coach, it's been really cool to see that journey. And, OxFit Moms, the coaching and the programming and the class itself has just grown so much because of adding you and the knowledge you bring, adding Amanda to the team, Savannah, Whitney, so it literally did go from just me to slowly building with these amazing mom coaches. And yeah, it's just been such a blessing to watch you develop into a coach and then now take it even further. But, so you became an OxFit Moms coach, and then you thought about having a second baby.
Kind of.
Maybe kind of.
It was a surprise.
I know, it was sort of a surprise. Yeah. How did you feel, when you found out you were pregnant again, knowing that it was a surprise, yes, but you were, equipped with some new skills for sure, and experience too.
It was a weird feeling for sure. I remember at that time, I felt like I was finally like getting over the peak of postpartum. I was feeling, pretty fit. I was like, oh, I like where this is going.
Yeah.
And then boom, pregnant. And I was like, okay, well, I feel a lot better going into this pregnancy than I did with Riley, and knowing more and having the moms. I was like, I'm going to work out this whole pregnancy. It's going to be great. My body had other plans and was like, yeah, you can try that, but that's not happening. So I just had to kind of take it easy that whole pregnancy. And it was a tougher pregnancy, for sure. Also having, Riley toddlering around, running around, different level of exhaustion,
For sure.
with that, and just different symptoms,
Yeah.
But yeah, it was scary when we first got that positive test because it was not planned, but we're so thankful that we got our little surprise baby.
I know, and he's the best.
Yeah, can't imagine life without him.
So. But you talk a little bit. It's not easy. It's not like necessarily everyone's. You feel blessed and grateful, and you were ready. And you and Ryan as a family, you're ready to welcome another baby boy into the world and everything. But like the experience postpartum isn't easy, right? And everyone experiences postpartum different. And so going into Caden's postpartum, pregnancy and postpartum period. Were you a little nervous because of kind of some of those feelings and the experiences you had with Riley? And like, did the OxFit Moms community, having that group and that outlet, make you feel more confident that you were like, okay, I'm nervous about this, but I've got a group. I've got, you know what I mean? I've got my people, and I'm going to get through this, and we're going to figure this out. And, how did that help you?
Definitely. 'Cause the second go around, like my body was so much slower to even feel ready to like go on a walk.
Yeah.
And that was a little bit hard and frustrating for me because, like I said, right before I got pregnant with him, I felt really good about myself for the first time in a long time. And so then having to like take it so many steps backwards again, I was like, oh God, am I
Yeah.
ever going to get back to that point?
Yeah.
And yeah, it was hard at first, but humbling, and it did help having all those moms like, it's okay, like especially some that had had the multiple kids before me, and they were like, oh yeah, every time is different, it can
Mhm.
take longer, all the things. So
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I know. It's just stuff that doesn't get talked about, regularly, but inside our OxFit Moms group, it's things that we know and you almost don't have to say to each other. You just see a mom coming in that might not be having the best morning because she was trying to figure out how to breastfeed and pump before she got here, and like you said, had a toddler running around like as well, pulling her in different directions, and you just go, okay, I'm just gonna go give her a hug, check in on her,
yeah,
like, let's get you moving, let's get you feeling better, So I'm so glad you had that, and that we were able to be there for you, in that journey. And man, Caden is the cutest and bubbliest and little like wild man, isn't he?
yes, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
The wild one.
Um, so so now you've got Caden, yeah, and then you decided to make it even harder.
No, really. I
Yeah.
tried. Yeah.
At what point? At what point were you like, okay, now I'm actually gonna? I don't want to return back to work the way I did after Riley. I want this to look different, and I'm gonna open my own practice.
hmm
What was that moment like?
There was a couple factors that played into it. I think even as soon as I started coaching, like
Mm,
the mom's class, you were like, Kayla, you should open your own business here, Kayla. And I was always like, I don't think I can do that. Like every single year, I felt like you asked me.
yeah.
And then I did have a friend from PT school, like open her own practice in a gym a few years ago. And she's killing it now. It all happened on maternity leave because I was at a point I had every intention of going back to where I was working. And I was about 6 months in to maternity leave, got a really big bout of anxiety thinking about like leaving Caden and sending him to daycare. And I was like, well, maybe I just stay at home. But at some point in that time, I feel like you guys had hired a PT to work out of
Mm,
the EAV office. And like my gut, it just felt like a gut punch. And I was like, oh, so now I won't have that chance, even though I told Lauren like no every single year. Um, and that kind of made me realize, oh, I guess I did want that for myself
mm,
and didn't know I wanted that. And then fortunately for me, that person kind of just ghosted you guys. And I was like, oh, okay, is this a sign?
yeah.
Like now or never. And I talked to my friend who opened her own business. She's like, oh my God, do it. Like, it's so worth it. And she helped me out through some of the steps of, the logistic part from the PT side. I sat down with Ant and, his personality, loving, but like loving push, like mama
Yeah.
bird pushing you out of the nest. Like, what are you scared of? Just do it. Like, why
Yeah.
aren't you just
Nothing
do
more
it? Go
is-
make the LLC right now. Like, I remember
Exactly.
sitting at Perk with him and I left Perk and I was like, okay, we're doing it. Like,
So cool.
yeah.
Amazing. Okay, yeah. So tell us, what is your business called? What do you do? And what's happened since you made that
Mhm.
decision?
Yep. It's called Sage Physical Therapy, and it is inside OxFit Grant Park Gym, my own little room. I treat almost everything. I am pelvic floor certified, so I do treat a good bit of pelvic floor. But treating, pretty much any part of your body that is hurt, stiff, tight, or you just want to perform better. And yeah, it was an easy transition in the sense of I feel like at my old practice, about 50 or so percent of my caseload had become OxFit members just from location and me being a coach and like them coming up and approaching me in class, being like, hey, I heard this. And I'm like, oh, I work over here. Come see me. So I had already built up a lot of clientele from OxFit. Um, so that part was a little helpful to just go ahead and already have some clients from the ground up. It was scary. It was exciting, like getting to put my room together. I remember hanging up the wallpaper, painting the room, choosing colors. So that part was really fun and
Yeah,
exciting. All scary, but those little nuggets of excitement helped get
that's
through there.
That's so awesome. It's so fun to hear it back again from you because I know I lived it with you
Mm-hmm.
and experienced it, and I remember just the joy I had watching you walk in and deciding the paint color you were going to put on
Mm-hmm.
the walls and everything. And the excitement we had too of like this partnership that we were
Oh
getting
yeah.
into on like it's your business, it's independent fully of OxFit, but you bring a lot of value to OxFit. Like our members value you as a coach, as a PT, and they were already coming to you, as clients. But now you're closer. You're also around more. You're
Mm-hmm.
coaching classes where people can come to you, and it's and then on the other side of it for you, it's like a direct funnel, right?
Yeah.
To people that just need help and guidance. When it comes to the actual anatomy of what's wrong,
Sure.
like actually wrong with their body. So yeah, no, it's been amazing for us because it's helped us retain clients, and
Mm-hmm.
it's helped us keep clients moving. And then for me from the OxFit Moms program too, like just being able to support moms in another way, being able to refer them to you.
Yeah.
um, and I mean, personally, I've gained so much from you too on my journey, rehabbing my deep core, and feeling stronger, knowing when to pull back, when to push, and stuff. So yeah, it's been an incredible journey. We're just getting started, and there's like so many opportunities that we're going to bring to people. I'm so excited. We're just like letting you've gotten settled in. It's been 2 years,
Oh, almost. Yeah.
over,
Almost.
right? Almost, oh my gosh.
Crazy.
Yeah, almost 2 years. That's right. This January. Yeah. Um, so yeah, so more things to come from OxFit and Sage, definitely. But kind of now stepping into, some of the meat, really, over our journey together, Kayla, through babies and fitness goals and everything. We've worked together a few times on your personal, right, nutrition goals, your personal fitness goals, um, wanting to I hate the term get your body back, but, feel confident in your body again, right? It's always going to look slightly different than what it did before we had kids, right? But you have big goals, and we've always worked together, and I've appreciated that you've come to me in my coaching program, to get results. So let's talk about this year. So 2026 hits, and you are a year postpartum, maybe just feeling like you have some breathing room now. The business has been running for a year. It's good, right? Your clients'
Yeah.
portfolio is full, and you made a decision that you wanted to, invest back in yourself, right? And so tell me about that decision and how the 2026 started.
Yeah. I think anyone that does have that second baby can attest, like that first year adding the second one. Oh my gosh, you are just surviving, doing what you can, managing two kiddos. It was a lot. So my like fitness and nutrition definitely took a backseat for sure for a while. And I remember that, yeah, kind of like you said, just coming out of the clouds a little bit of that survival mode, being like, okay, I think I'm ready to like really put some energy into this. I've kind of got this flow down of two kids now. And yeah, just, looking at pictures because we were taking lots of pictures and just being unhappy with that. And I worked really hard, especially with my daughter, to not do any like negative self-image stuff in front of her because I struggled with that growing up my whole life, and I don't want that for her. Um, so yeah, I was like, I'm ready to just like go for it and do it.
Amazing. Yeah. It is so tough after that second child. I feel like every child you have, it gets harder, right? The weight just sticks on a little bit and different, right? You feel
Yeah.
different. You have more responsibilities. So you're just at the bottom of the list, right? And you're such a, you know, value to your family, right? Like you do so much for your household, and your kids are so lucky to have you, and your business as well. So yeah, you were always just putting yourself bottom, and I saw it being a friend, and we saw it as an OxFit community, and it's been so cool to see you put yourself back up at the top. And But it hasn't been easy, right? You've gotten some amazing results, which I'm excited to talk about and hear you confidently share. But before that, like, you saw some results initially, I want to say like February, March. And then, this happens on everyone's journey, right? Where you can kind of like stall out a little bit. Life happens, things come up, vacations, trips, whatever. Business can be busy. But you have this year trusted the process. You've stayed consistent. And I'll just say it now. You've lost 15 pounds. We're pushing close to 20 now because you trusted the process and you didn't give up when life got hard or, a busy weekend hit you and you went off, the plan. So talk a little bit about, what that journey has been like and like your mindset and what's gotten you the results.
Yeah, I think that's been the best part of this growth journey over the last like 6, almost 7 years now. Because looking back when I was joining post Riley, like I can remember like looking around the gym, seeing some really strong women and being like, I will never be able to like look like that, move like that, do a pull up like that. And just a lot of comparisons.
Mm.
Whereas now I don't do that anymore. And also back then, I know if I would like, come off the regiment a little bit or have like an ice cream or something, I would just kind of go off the rails, be like, well, that's it. All the progress I've made is done. Might as well just eat like crap now, and would spiral. But now I'm just like, oh, okay, that tasted good. Let me just get back on my stuff, and I don't spiral on that. I don't like marinate on it. I just keep moving, try and be as consistent as possible, give myself grace, which I didn't used to do. And I definitely like am motivated by other people in the gym who are like, stronger, fitter, faster, whatever. But I'm not like, oh, I'll never be like that. I'm just like, I'm trying to be what I can be. And I don't really care at the end of the day how fast I can run or like how much I can lift. I want to just, do it good, do it well, and feel strong in my body and stuff. So
What a mindset shift. Yeah, that is probably what I'm most proud of you for, because I know you have the A-type personality similar to me, like perfectionist, where you did used to beat yourself
yeah.
up. And now, you come in and shoulders are back and you feel more, like relaxed and confident. And it's just been really cool to see that journey for you the past 6 years, and it shows up in every aspect, of your life. So yeah. What do you think has been the biggest contributor to you being able to stay on track and just sort of trust the process this year?
That's a great question. I know you are a big factor in that, like never giving up on me and listening when I have my moments of like, yeah, I didn't really, we ate out a lot this weekend and stuff like that. I feel really inflamed, whatever. I've also been like more aware and more accepting of like throughout the menstrual cycle, how our bodies fluctuate. And I have been, super consistent but don't look like I've been consistent and get a little hard on myself. And I'm like, you know what? No, like, sleep plays, a lot of things play into it. And just, I think learning more too, about the body and how it responds to different things. Finally getting a little bit better sleep. I also did stop nursing finally in June as well. So I got a little bit more freedom back in my body.
Yeah.
And then having that small group of moms, like having our little early morning workout sessions, our little group chat of wins of the week, losses of the week, sharing recipes, all of that adds up to helping stay consistent.
Yeah, amazing. Oh man, I love coaching you. I love that you're a part of our small group class. It's been such a great addition this year, I feel like, to the program is being able to offer that 3 times a week. We meet at 7:30 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and it gives the people and the moms a chance that are in this program to get together and be coached at an intimate level. And you've been there probably more consistently than anyone else, which is why you got these incredible results. But that we tailor those workouts too, right? We're incorporating, what your goals are in the programming. So, you set a big goal for yourself to do DECA Atlas this year, which is a very challenging kind of on paper, sort of intimidating type workout, right? It's very heavy, a lot of complex movements. You did it and crushed it. And the photo of you on this thumbnail is from that competition. And, so we incorporated some of those movements in those classes to give you an extra opportunity to work on those skills and, strength components. And then also I've been able to incorporate some of the deep core rehab things that you've taught me, in those small group classes. So yeah, I'm so glad you touched on that and felt the importance of that and the benefit of it too. So back to your results, Kayla, you share them first. I want to hear from you. What have your results been this year?
I definitely like feel stronger, even though I'm not like throwing up huge weights. Again, I said I don't really care about that, but like I feel better throughout the movements. My clothes have been fitting better. I was getting down on myself, I think, at the end of last year about just all my clothes were getting so tight. That used to be baggy, and I was like, what is happening to me? So now my clothes fitting the way they do has been really, really exciting. I've even found a couple of like outfits and bathing suits this year that I actually felt confident in that I never would have like thought I felt confident in before. So yay for that. Yeah.
Awesome. I love that. I love that you touch on like your results are feeling confident. You feel confident in your body again. Clothes are feeling better. You're able to walk around more, with some pride. And I notice it. I totally notice it. And you're being very humble, of course, as you are, because you have such a humble heart. But just to let anyone out there listening now or later on, Kayla this year has lost almost 20 pounds. 10 inches. She's doing pull-ups, you guys. She can connect 3 to 5 pull-ups in a row. We're going to be doing 5 regularly very soon. She has toes to bar, big sets of push-ups, which is really hard to do because it requires a lot of deep core strength. She did a Deca Atlas workout, and we're going to do another one come October, mid-October. And yeah, just all of her strength numbers. She was being humble, but like every one of her lifts has increased. So, what's next, Kayla? Like, what's the next goal for us? I know you want to PR Deca Atlas, but is there anything else you haven't done yet that you want to do?
I definitely want to get stronger and better at toes to bar, because those look fun when people are stringing those together.
Yeah.
I do have a goal of getting strict pull-ups, so that'll be great if I can do that. And then I want to do beach brawl next spring because beach brawl last fall was very fun. So yeah, those are the big ones, I would say. And just continuing on this like consistency journey, because even though I'm feeling confident, like that, the body aesthetics, I still have some things that I'd like to see get more defined and stuff. But I'm not gonna like hark on that, just staying with it like I've been doing, and it'll come.
Absolutely. We're only 8 months into this year and we're going to keep going. So you guys, we'll do another one of these to check in on Caleb at the end of the year. But yeah, she is trusting the process, sticking with it. We got her back, and she just keeps showing up. So, the results are really limitless for you, Kayla. So I'm super excited. So, Kayla, for a mom listening to this, right, trying to kind of balance it all like you, right, and find herself again after having babies, what would you say to her?
You try, but you cannot balance it all. Like it's impossible. And I think you just kind of have to take day by day and battle by battle. And wherever your bucket is full for that day, if you have some more room to do some workouts, great. If that's just not the day, that's okay. Try again tomorrow. And yeah, just be proud of your body. Like you created humans and then got them out of your body into the world somehow. So yeah, giving yourself lots of grace because you're sleep deprived, you're nutrition deprived. Like, and if you're nursing, that baby's stealing even more of your nutrition, and sanity at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, just give yourself grace. People around you are there to support you. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I know I don't need help. Like I can do this. People figure it out, but no, help is great. So
For Virgo.
yeah, yes, exactly.
Amazing. Yeah. And then one more question. What would you say to Kayla before she started this year, right? When you were considering investing your time, money into, doing the coaching program with me at OxFit, what would you tell her now?
Um, I guess like to just be prepared, like your whole mindset is going to change. Like I never thought I would be able to, think about, the nutrition the way I do and not spiraling when I miss a day or, miss a workout or anything like that. And just, yeah, every single day adds up and just stay with it as best you can. And if you get off the tracks or out of the lane, just veer back into the lane, So,
Amazing. Yeah, trust the process. I love that so much. And consistency, that is the key to your success in your journey. It literally has been, just layering the good days on top of each other. And yeah, working on your mindset and trusting the process. And look at you, we're 8 months in and you're down 20 pounds and 10 inches. And yes, there's more to achieve and there's, more fitness goals on the horizon and we're going to do them together. So before we go, Kayla, thank you so much for your time. But I want you to feel free to tell us, how we can reach out to you if anyone's listening and has physical therapy needs, is a mom that is about to have a baby, and has some pelvic floor needs. Like, how do we reach you? Tell us.
yep. So my website is www.sagephysiotherapy.com. If you are a member of the gym, and especially the Grant Park gym, my office door has a QR code you can scan, takes you straight to the website. If you see me in the gym, you can reach out to me and stop me and ask me how to get in. And yeah, everyone can benefit from PT. You don't have to be hurt. And everyone can benefit from like pelvic floor, whether it's, vaginal delivery or C-section delivery. Like it's all affected by the pregnancy. So yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. And I'm so excited to partner up with you in more ways. Stay tuned, everybody. We're not going to go into details now, but Kayla and I have some exciting new things that we want to release for y'all. We are so passionate about helping moms, return to fitness and understand how to do it safely, the right way, right? With a supportive community of moms. And if you guys are looking to take it a little bit further, like Kayla did this year, and really get your confidence back, right? Feel better in your body, feel that strength that you deserve to feel, because we are all busy moms here just trying to do our thing, right? Then reach out. I'm going to drop the link below for you to schedule a call with me. I would love to talk with you, and I can also get you in touch with Kayla too. So, all right. Thank you so much for sharing your journey. Yes, I'll see you soon. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.